done this, but it's been 5 weeks since Villa actually had a game, isn't it?
We were
So
all saying that at the game on Monday. It was kind of like, 'cause
weeks.
you had the international break,
Yeah,
then we got back for about 3 weeks, and then we had another international break.
yeah,
And then because of Arsenal fixtures and stuff like that having to be pre-arranged or rearranged, it's kind of like,
yeah.
sure, but it's madness that it was allowed to happen. And we're now playing 3 games inside of a week, the end of the season.
Well, that's the thing, and you just think, this is the business end of the season. So
Yeah,
surely, if things could have been rearranged earlier, for example, if I know obviously you can't judge it on which teams are gonna get to Europe and things like that and get to a certain point, but if you know there's a certain fixture that the same happened to us last year as well, surely that's a fixture you think could we perhaps put it a bit earlier in the year, maybe in January or February or something like that? So, yeah, it just begs the question: how closely are they looking at the scheduling? Because we know it's a huge issue, don't we? Kind of across the board, not just for
I
Villa.
think the TV side of things and stuff has all played an impact as well. Well,
Yes.
we know that's had an effect. And I think even next season, it's going to
Mm.
be even more interesting. You know,
Yes. More
there's more
teams.
teams, there's more games, there's a different setup in the cup.
Yes.
You know, there's going to be a lot more football. There's going to be a lot less weekends to try and reschedule things into.
And that's the
It's like
thing, yeah. So it's,
they're
they
going to have to
start
work
a bit
something out.
earlier, maybe, which wouldn't be too bad a shout because it's getting to like mid September, isn't it? Or even early September. So you think could
I
it
do think they're talking about it is going to start earlier next season, isn't it?
I hope so. Yeah. Sounds about right, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah,
We'll go
because
with that. Yeah, that sounds like it should be the decision that's been made. Well,
I heard somebody say it on Monday, but then they also could have been talking a lot of.
probably people these days, Gary, people these days. Well, since you brought it up, actually, let's have a little discussion about it because we now know the two teams that have got automatic promotion back into the WSL and who's going to be in the playoffs. So, last day chaos. Charlton started the day in first place, ended it in third, and then Birmingham City got crown champions, and then Crystal Palace incredibly 6-1 over Portsmouth, and they've got the second promotion spot. So yeah, Gary, happy to see one Palace back, but also we've got a proper Birmingham derby now, haven't we?
Oh,
Again.
come on. It's a second city derby. You should know better than that, Fred.
You know what I mean. You know what I mean. Yes, okay.
Yeah.
The second City derby is back.
It is going to be interesting to see how they manage it because obviously there were there were some reservations whenever we were playing them in the cup, and
Mm.
the game got moved to the Bescott and stuff like that. So it's like
Best stadium in the world, the best cup.
the, they have time. They have to be able to plan it properly.
Mm.
Because it's all well and good trying to move the Villa match back to the Bescott again, but Birmingham aren't going to move out of you know.
No.
But where are we going to go? West Brom?
Well, that's the thing. It's just, and it doesn't make sense why we then would because they're our league rivals. You don't see the men moving to a different stadium, do you?
No.
For that. So yes, I think they'll have all worked it out for then. Hopefully, anyway. If not, we shall riot, Gary. We shall riot.
I
Because
think that's what they're trying to avoid, Freya.
But no, it's one of those, isn't it, where you just think that's a proper rivalry that we haven't had for many a year because obviously they're trying to put us up against Leicester and that's not a derby. It's a grudge match, but it's not
Uh,
a proper derby. So yeah, it'd be nice to have that back. Just think.
Leicester became more of a friendly because they're half our players.
That's
What
true.
I'm saying,
Yeah.
that the amount of players that we have that also used to play for Birmingham, there's certain players that don't like to leave the Midlands, it seems.
Around the Midlands. No, it's true. It's absolutely true. Because then if you look at Forest as well, they've got some of our old players and stuff as well. So yeah, there's clearly a draw into the Midlands indeed. But yeah, Charlton in that playoff spot versus Leicester that we've just mentioned. Um, who do you reckon? Could Charlton
The
do it?
scary thing is, I fancy Charlton,
I do.
but I really want Leicester to win.
Okay.
Can't be arsed with another away day to London.
I know it shouldn't be capped because that's not fair, but you just think, really? They're all London teams. Might as well just stay there for a couple of weeks because all of the fixtures are down there. But yeah, it's I think the way Leicester are, unless something drastically changes, I think Charlton have got a real shot of coming up. And they deserve it. They've played incredibly well. Um, but Leicester just look like a shell of their former selves, don't they? It's quite sad to see. And of course, our Sarah's still there at the minute, isn't she? So it'll be wondering about her future in the side. Because we're going to start with kind of latest news or news that's happened since we were last live. My notes from my phone, so if I do look down, apologies. That's where I'm reading from today. So we've had the devastating news about Paula, of course, having to retire early due to an ongoing injury. Now, we kind of knew her injury was taking a bit of a longer time than expected. Not that we had a date or anything, but longer than we anticipated. So then when this came out, because she had disappeared for a while, hadn't she? And she wasn't seen in any pictures or training or anything, or even at the gym. And we thought, is there something more going on here? And yeah, to have that confirmation, it's just heartbreaking for her, isn't it? Because she's what, 24?
Something like that, 24, 25.
Yeah,
Definitely
and it's
a
just
very young player, and to have your career
yeah,
snatched away from you, really.
yeah,
You know, she was only just getting started, and like, although she's only been with us 2 years,
mm.
the fans all love her. She is just like that ray of sunshine,
I
you
was
know.
literally
So
going to
it's
say
like
she's just a ray of sunshine, isn't she? Yeah,
her energy is unreal, and
yeah.
yeah, she might not be the best left back in the squad, but she is absolutely guaranteed to put a smile on your face.
And that's the thing, and I think a lot of players underestimate how much their personality influences the team as well. So obviously skill is a huge factor, of course it is, but you need to have that something about you to bring to the squad, don't you? And I think she's going to be she was kind of a glue. You saw her just going between all the different groups, and it's going to be really strange not to have her there. So whatever she decides to do next, we wish her the best of luck, of course. But yeah, just devastating because you just think, as silly as it sounds, but you don't think nowadays that there's something you can't come back from. It seems like very much like Renee Slagers has talked about. She had an injury and she then couldn't play anymore. So you just kind of think about it as a thing that used to happen when the infrastructure wasn't there, to some extent. So yeah, the fact that she's had to do it is really devastating.
But
So yeah,
but freak injuries happen in sport, you know.
yeah,
Um, Obviously, from being back home and going into a slightly different sport, but I've trained a lot of boxing in the past, and my last boxing coach
yeah.
was a two-time world champion, and
Oh
he was
wow,
actually defending his world title,
yeah.
winning this fight, and a muscle went in his back.
Oh,
He had to retire on
oh,
the on the bench, basically. You know, he was sat in his corner in between rounds, and he literally had to retire, and he hasn't fought again. You know, he now coaches fighters, but
yeah,
you know, when you think about boxers, this guy was my coach 4 years ago whenever I was back home.
mm,
He
yeah,
hasn't fought in that long. He's only 30. So, you
mm,
know, he was probably a similar age to Paula
yeah,
whenever the sport that he loved and was successful in was
yeah.
also snatched away from him. So, you know, it's unfortunately freak injuries do just happen, and
Yeah.
hopefully she can go on and find success elsewhere because, you know, her energy, her passion, everything else. Like she is, as we've said already, she is that ray of sunshine, and I do think she will succeed, and I'd really like to see her coming back to Villa.
Me too. Yeah, if she wants to go into a coaching or even like behind the scenes, like well-being, like safeguarding type of like I think that kind of nurturing role would be incredible for her as well. She's got the personality for it.
Now I love that you're thinking like that, and I'm going with Villa. Really need to up their game on social media, and that smile's going to bring everybody in.
Oh, can you imagine just Paola on social media every morning like, hello? Honestly, it would make everything so much better.
Like we always had Maz's vlog, and we speak about Alicia and everything that she done on social media and stuff like that. I think
Yeah,
they had good followings,
yeah,
but like you just picture a Paula vlog, just hand her the camera and set her loose.
yeah. The chaos. Even if it was like on a Friday, it was like, right, it's Paola Day.
Yeah,
If we just get the chaos from it. Fantastic.
her energy just hard not to love.
She is. She is. So if anyone from Villa is watching, new job. New job for Paola. Should be fantastic. But also retiring this season. We had the news today, didn't we?
Oh,
Lucy
stop it.
Stan, our beloved Lucy Stan, is retiring at the end of the season. And it's one of those. She's very much of that legendary generation that unfortunately are getting towards that age where you thought it was going to be this season, is it going to be next? But I think maybe due to injuries and recurring injuries, that maybe it's pushed her to do it this season rather than maybe try for one more. Because we'd talked before, hadn't we, if it maybe should go to Newcastle for a season, kind of her club, and see it out there and get the chance to play for them. Because when she was playing in the northeast, Newcastle were just a local squad. They weren't anywhere near the leagues. Because a girl I went to school with played for Newcastle. So it used to be like lower tiers. So yeah, so I thought that might be the plan, but yeah, so it was it wasn't a complete shock, but it still really hurt, didn't it, today?
It did. But what helped cushion the blow was how content she is.
It seemed like she
You know,
played at
to,
least for it.
it's clearly a decision that she's made long before now.
Mm,
And whenever she was speaking to the camera, she's just very grateful for everything that she's been able to do.
yeah.
The top clubs that she's played for, and the her caps that she got for England and so on. She's just really grateful, and it's like it cushions the blow.
It
She's
does.
33, maybe had another year or two in her, but whatever you've spent the best part of the last sort of 2, 3 seasons feeling like you're always recovering from another injury.
Yeah, that's
I
cool.
can I can kindly understand why she's made the decision, because I think
Mm,
you reach a stage that you have to think about your later life as well.
mm,
How
yeah.
many people have had injuries at a young age that affects their later life, struggling with walking or anything else, So I I can understand it.
No, you're right. And I think it's one of those as well where she's retiring on her terms and she's doing it her way. And I just absolutely love. Did you see the video messages that she got sent?
Yeah.
There's just the one from my mum was so funny. She's like, Lucy's mum, and I've been asked to say a few words. She was just howling at that. It's like, yeah, that's it. That was brilliant. But yeah, I love that they got all her old teammates and especially the Northeast lot as well. And I feel like as someone from the Northeast, it feels like we had that golden age of Northeastern footballers. And there's only really Beth Mead of like that kind of status left. Which obviously there's going to be youngsters coming through, and I can't wait for that. But there used to be a time where you could usually hear a northeast accent in those levels. So yeah, it's just sad that another one is going to be retiring. So yeah, at this point, Lucy Bronze and Beth Mead are my two two Northeast girls left.
Yeah, it's
Not a bad two. Not a bad two.
no, they're not a bad two at all.
No, not at all.
But like even Lucy, isn't her contract up at Chelsea?
I think so. Yeah, there's only
And they haven't announced anything about her either.
no, but she was in the promo video saying we're moving here next season. So people have read into that of she's staying another year then. But yeah, she's very much a player that likes to move around, isn't she? So maybe she's ready for another challenge. Maybe she'll stay another year. Because she's still not the kind of player you go, no, we're not going to offer you a contract. Like she still can do a very good job, isn't she? So
She can still do a very good job.
oh,
Hello, Emma.
that was a lovely bite of whatever you're eating. Thank you.
Chip.
Proper into the camera.
Yeah.
Moment. Thank you.
I didn't realize you could see
Perfect
me.
angle, Emma.
Oh, we can see you. All right. Chomping away on your chip. All of it. Yeah, Emma, we're just catching up on Paola and Lucy Stan retiring, and just saying, the squad's going to look very, very different come the new season. But it also means we've got to put a lot of money where our mouth is, haven't we? Because obviously there's now rumours of Selena Churchy. She's been rumoured to now be going to Arsenal. Everyone's going to Arsenal. I mean, Bunny Shaw's on a free. Imagine if we got Bunny Shaw. That would be hilarious. Over Chelsea. Oh, bye, Emma. So yeah. I mean, I'd like to have some rumours now, please, and thank you. But shameless plug. For the summer transfer tracker is up and ready to go. It's not published just yet. Just I was waiting for end of the week really, just to see if there was any more announcements. Because lots of departures coming through. So watch out for that one. Are you back with your chip?
Yeah.
Yeah, wonderful. Lovely to have you back. So yeah, we're just talking about the latest news. We haven't even got to the match yet. We're just catching up over the last 5 weeks. Now then, I should probably get onto the game, shouldn't we? Really. So as we said, first bit,
I was going to say, do we have to?
we'll just skim over the good bits because we were doing a live watch along at the weekend. For all of the playoffs and last day of the WSL 2 when I was like, it's the Wolves Plymouth Argyle game for the playoff on at the same time as Villa. Lovely. We'll double screen it. Great. The Wolves game was great. If no one else watched it, honestly, the highlights are brilliant. And I think in the moment, I was a bit more frustrated than actually watching it back, because it just felt like West Ham is still a team where we can beat you. Like, there is still a very strong possibility that can happen. So I think because it was 0-0 for so long, and I was like, okay, a point, we should have scored. But okay. And then the last 10 minutes happened and you're like, oh, we're back to doing that, are we? So why don't we focus on the positives for a little bit, and then we'll kind of skim over the last 10 minutes where it all went wrong, because the name of tonight's episode is defeat in the last 10 minutes. So just to start then, just a really quick one. We mentioned it's been 5 weeks since they played. Yes or no, could we tell that it had been 5 weeks?
We looked at it yesterday, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, to go. But it's not that they played badly at all. I just think it's that clinical edge. We need an out-and-out striker to help Kirsty.
Did you hear the commentators in the game?
The male commentator was doing my head in.
Yes.
Because
But the woman kept him right on several occasions.
were you listening to the Emma Byrne one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. So, yeah, because usually Emma Byrne, no offense to her, I'm sure she's lovely. Usually, for me personally, she's a bit biased towards certain teams, and a bit hit or miss whether she's looking through rose tinted glasses or not. So I thought she did well because he was, and I don't actually know his name, but I know his voice. He seemed very patronising and very much like he didn't really know anything about Villa or West Ham.
There was a couple of things that he said, though, that apparently
Please do.
in the WSL times, Aston Villa haven't beat West Ham at Villa Park, well, at home. But equally, West Ham haven't beat Villa at home. So every time we beat West Ham, it's there. And every time West Ham beat us, it's here. I think
that sounds about right. Yeah.
And it just came true to form again.
It did. It did. Because I was gonna ask this question at the end, but actually I'll ask it now to both of you. Do you think it gets to a certain point where, because obviously the first goal went in 86 minutes, so 0-0 right the way through. No one could break the deadlock until that point. Do you think it gets to a certain point in the game where you go, yeah, we're getting a draw? And then concentration kind of lapses and they start to get a bit comfortable of, we'll just see it out. And then it's that lapse that just, oh crap, they scored. Do you think that plays a part in it?
Yes. I don't think the substitutes helped us at the weekend.
No.
Oh, well,
most of the bench was attackers.
Yeah.
And when you're taking defensive players off and bringing on the forward, you're clearly weakening the back line that's been keeping a clean sheet up to that stage.
Yes.
And
I agree the subs didn't help at all.
But the bench literally had no defensive experience on it. Well, all right, but we had multi.
So
we already had 2 left backs on the pitch.
Yeah, no, you're right, because on the bench we had Lucy Stan, Ellie Roebuck, Gabby Nunes, Georgia Mullet, Rachel Maltby, Rachel Daly, and Johnson? Do we know Johnson? I assume Academy.
She must be Academy.
Yeah. But yeah, you're right. There is literally Rachel Maltby on the bench because no Anna Patton, no Lucy Parker.
Where was Anna Patton?
Well, was she ill?
Also, Lucy Parker. We haven't been told she's injured, is she?
No, I haven't been told anything. So yeah, I mean, do we think, obviously, Patsy would have been on the pitch in that starting 11. Do we think, obviously we can't change it, but do we think she would have been the difference to hold out for that 0-0?
I think we had it kept tight at the back.
Yeah.
You know, we had been doing all right. You know, well, we had played quite well all game.
Yeah.
But whenever we're brought on, more attacking options and we're taking off defenders effectively, it doesn't help. And like, but we're missing Grant as well. And
yeah.
I don't think it's any coincidence whenever Grant had a bit of form, Villa had a bit of form.
Funny that.
That she's quite dangerous down the right and does create for us.
Because Ebony was trying to replicate that, wasn't she?
Ebony had quite a good game.
Ebony did. I don't say anybody really had a bad game.
No, I mean, I wish if Ebony had scored that chance, her first chance, where it went at the keeper again, I think that changes the dynamic of the game.
You know, I'm the first one to shoot Ebony down for hitting it straight at the keeper. But that keeper pulled off 3 saves in a row at that point. You know, that was good goalkeeping. I'm not gonna slate Ebony for that for a change.
No, because I was just thinking, because it was a lovely through ball, wasn't it? She got on the end of it lovely, got the shot away, but I think what had happened, obviously you can keep us right, but Walsh, who hasn't really played, so to be in that good form was really good. She'd come out really quick, I think. So I don't think Ebony had really accounted for that. So yeah, I don't blame her for it. It was just if it had, gone a few inches either way. But then of course you're right, she does parry it, and then it comes out of Vilms, I think. And then
I think Wilms was the third player that it landed at because whenever she had her shot, it was actually a defender that headed the ball away.
yeah, but I think that was Bellemu, whose head took the full brunt.
I'd say that hurt.
Well,
The
it had
Lincoln hit the ball like.
the power behind it. So yeah, luckily no concussion subs were needed, but oh yeah, to get in the way of that one, just fair fair play to have put a head on the line, literally. But yeah, we just had no defenders, did we? So yeah, so we started off, and I would love someone who is in charge of the lineup graphics for the WSL. We know BBC is a bit hit and miss, but I'm looking at the BBC one now, and it looks right. Apparently, Hijikata was centre back, according
Yes.
to the WSL. And I was like, no, she can't be. Like I was like, no, can't. She's tiny. And then saw them on the pitch, and I was like, she's nowhere near it. However, what I will then say about the commentator as well, the first thing that annoyed us was about 3 minutes in. We were doing well. He said, unless my eyes are deceiving me, Murray Taylor is in at the back. That's a curveball.
Yeah,
It's
because
not,
it's
is
such a
it?
curveball. She played at centre back last season. Absolutely storming game against Arsenal.
Yeah. And you just
Um,
think, come on,
yeah.
just do a bit of research. Like, come on.
Mary's fantastic at centre back.
Oh, 100%.
She's not afraid to get stuck in at all.
I love her. I absolutely love Murray. And it just, yeah, it's just the fact that, oh, that's a curveball from Villa. No, it's not. You probably looked at the lineup that
Playing a
WSL
normal
gave you
lineup is a
with
curveball.
Maya at the back, and you probably thought, oh, they've changed it last minute.
But what was that? Not it was in the round then as well. Was he not talking about Anna Patton? And
Yes, we got the
had he
story.
turned around and said
Yep.
that Arsenal loanee Anna Patton, who then it's like Arsenal loanee, she's been at his how long? Come on.
Yeah, it was 2 minutes in. It was 2 minutes. I noted it. Yeah, it just honestly. And it's again that thing of, oh well, they have got pedigree in this team. They came from Arsenal. And it's just like, oh, she's wore claret and blue longer than she wore red and white. Like, come on, like just give us a chance, come on. But yeah, he just seemed really clueless about the teams, and it's like just a little bit of research, or just talk about the things that you know. That's fine too. Like, you don't have to know everything, but just a general overview would have been lovely. So yeah, so the game started as it should. And of course we mentioned a few names there. So Daly was back on the bench, Nunez was back on the bench, obviously Stan back on the bench.
I was surprised
So
to see Nunez. Can't lie.
us too, yeah, because again that
Playing in
was
this season.
because was it that we were told they were close, or like we heard through the grapevine from somewhere that they were close to coming back, and then just kind of appeared. We're like, hello, we're back now. So yeah,
Yeah,
so
but the 5 weeks off, I suppose it was the first chance of coming back.
well, yeah, that's true. But think about if we didn't have those two back and they were still injured, the bench gets even smaller. It would be like the time, I think, was it away at Arsenal when we still had Rusha with us? And I think there was literally 3 outfield players on the bench and a goalie, and you were just like, please no one get injured. Please. Because we had
Yeah, but even like Carla's last season, there was a couple of games where we had like 2 or 3 goalkeepers on the bench, just about bums on seats.
yeah. If you need to, just go on, do a job. Just defend. Just block it. Just do something.
But don't touch it with your
Yeah. Muscle people off the ball, but don't go near it. But yes, so I think West Ham tried to start quick, didn't they? They had a couple of chances really early on, tried to put us under pressure, but luckily came to nothing. 17 minutes was the first proper chance, which we mentioned from Ebony, but Walsh did well to save it 3 times in a row, as Gary mentioned. 30 minutes. What do you think about our set pieces? Because we complained about them for ages, and then we went through a lovely period of getting better. Because, of course, in the reverse, that was Lynn's first goal, wasn't it, for the club from that beautiful free kick. So we went through a period of them getting better, and now they've gone a bit hit and miss again. So do we think it's just the fact we haven't played for 5 weeks and they were a bit rusty, or
I feel like they've just maybe not worked on them.
The truth be told, I think is we don't have a proper set piece coach, or somebody's given poor advice.
could be
Because at the start of the season, whenever you had Wilms with their right foot and DeLons with their right or left foot, we had some solid set pieces. The corners were coming in, the free kicks were dangerous.
Yeah.
No idea what's happened since, because they've definitely it's definitely regressed.
Why do
And,
we
like,
do
what-
short corners?
Sorry?
I don't know how many times we need to do short corners to figure out they don't work, to then keep trying them.
I think it depends, because we got one lucky short corner that Kirsty stuck in the top corner.
Yeah.
And I think that's it. They just put all the pressure on Kirsty now.
Well, considering in the game we had 9 corners and
Yes.
they had 1, and we didn't score from any of them, and you just think I know, law of averages, you do something enough times, one of them's going to go in, but it just felt like we were just getting maybe further and further away as the game went on, because I think Lynn's this one went on the roof of the net, didn't it? Like on top. And then I think one went just wide, and then another one, lovely delivery into the box, but there was no one there. Story of the season. So yeah, it just feels like we've maybe got certain elements of it right, but then it's the final piece.
The only way it's useful crossing the ball into the box is if we have one of 3 players in there, because we appear to only have 3 players that know how to head the ball.
That's true.
And given the 2 of them were injured in Anna Patton and Lucy Parker,
That's true.
and one of them is on the bench is Rachel Daly,
Also true.
there's nobody else on that pitch that I would trust to head a ball.
No, how sad's that? That no one else has got the forehead for it. Why don't we put that on our Santa wish list for this summer? What's the summer version of Santa? And we'll say, can we please have a tall player? Please.
Can we please have someone that knows how to head the ball? Can we put Harry Kane in a skirt?
Could you imagine? No, you haven't seen this player before. No. Then you. Yes, just someone to have that awareness of where the ball's going to drop, and then to do something with it, because the amount of times we've got like 2-3 players on a certain defender or something, and then you've got no one actually free. No one's at that outlet, so yeah, bit frustrating there from now.
It's why I understand the short corners. We do have to try and play it into the box. Whenever there's so many defenders there, we don't have the height in the team to compete in the air properly.
No, we don't. And it's again another frustrating thing that if we had at least someone on the pitch that could, it just gives us that extra element of we can do this and we can compete and we can do it.
Whenever we're away to London City, is there any chance we could bring Goodwin back with us?
Oh, I'd love to bring Goodwin back.
Yeah.
Remember when she was with us a few years ago? And she didn't really get a chance, didn't really get minutes, and then
she's a fantastic player, and she's not really getting the game time at London City either, because they're just throwing money at everybody.
She's getting more than I thought she would, to be fair. I thought they would get promoted and she would be like on the bench as like we did keep players from the championship season. But
she was one of the only ones.
Eh?
She was one of the only ones.
Oh yeah. We did keep someone, remember? Izzy. And
is there not talks of them trying to raid Barcelona and throw on money at their players?
It's just really funny that they're going for Alexia, thinking Alexia's going to trade the new camp, a sold out new camp, for a field in Bromley.
No Champions
It's
League.
It's not going to happen. And no Champions League. Like, come on. Not now in her career. Absolutely not. Give it a few years, she might. But yeah.
Yeah, but which is 33 and wants to make 200 grand a week. Like, yeah, guess that.
Yeah, I'll go with Bromley instead of the bench. That's fine. But yeah, apparently, officially, Mappy Leon has told Barca she's not renewing, and it seems like she'll be on her way to Bromley. So yeah, well, that's going to be well received. So yeah, I think there's going to be some more big names coming in. I haven't. No, I can't see past the big pile of money that I know is waiting for them. But yeah, just no, that's not. Oh, it's not how you build a club. Anyway, that's a different
Do we want a spoiler?
spoiler.
The men have just gone 1-0 against Forest.
The men who are playing in
The-
Europe. Yes.
Although I've not got to see the game, I have found somebody on YouTube that's doing a watch along.
Ah, very good.
And it has all the stats and everything up on a screen, so it's great. I can't see the goal, but I know they both scored.
Very good.
It was
Well
on
done, Villa men. Well done. Because we know no one watches men's football, do they? So it's nice. It's nice that they're playing and that they're winning.
It baffles me how such a big game and you can't watch it anywhere without fucking paying silly money.
What's it on Prime?
Apparently it's on TNT, so it's not even on Prime.
What I heard is that how big TNT now has gotten, because everything was either Sky or Prime at one point, wasn't it? Or like now Sports you buy a pass or whatever. But the amount of things now on TNT, and I'm like, that's the one thing I don't have. I feel like I've got everything else, but I don't have TNT.
Yeah, but they're taking women's football and everything. It's like you're taking all this away from us. Let us watch it.
Yeah, yeah, that's the thing because they've got the FA Cup that's on this weekend. They've got those matches. They've got NWSL games as well. So yeah, it's getting to a point where you're like, I can't afford another subscription. They need to all come together and just have a football subscription and just have all the matches. Apologies for any toddler screaming that you may hear in the background.
Did you just tell her about Lucy Stan?
I did. But she wishes her well for the future. No, that was when it first popped up, and I was like, oh,
it wasn't what I needed to see this morning.
No. And it's always when they do the sad videos with the music and the slow walk into the chair. Like it's always that, and you know something's bad coming. But yes,
I was surprised at how happy she was with it, but then again, I suppose she's probably been thinking about it for a while. But even then, Millie Bright was like absolutely sobbing. Like I only got halfway through that video.
Yeah, I think. Well, the difference I think between her and Millie Bright was maybe circumstance of what's
also hasn't Millie been at Chelsea for 10 years?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I suppose it's probably leaving the club that she's been at for most of her career.
True. But yeah, we were saying she looked quite content and that she kind of made peace with I'm going to retire now and this is the right thing to do. But yeah, we just wish her well for the future, don't we? So we talked about Walsh's brilliant quadruple save at this point, but then West Ham attack on the counter, don't they? And that was their best chance of the first half. Uweki given far too much time and space, which I still don't know how they didn't score from this because Uweki hits the post, manages to get past Miri Taylor, which is a feat in itself. She hits the post. Vonderler, who was looking for a fight that game? Vonderler then sent it back in. DeLond and Sabs were then there to block it. She's like, handball. Luckily not given. It wasn't a handball. It just came too fast at them. What was that, Emma?
We weren't given 2.
Well, there were some comments on the officiating, weren't they? So, might as well talk about it. So, Emma, for you, officiating during the game, complaints?
See, I didn't apart from those two calls, I didn't think it was awful. There was a few times where we'd got a player down there and they didn't stop the game, but she was very quick on a head injury, which you like to see.
Yes.
Because some refs often just like, oh yeah, okay, whatever, and then like 5 minutes later, oh, a head injury, I probably should have
Then have
stopped
to
that.
pull it back. Yeah.
So I can give her that,
Mm.
but yeah, I didn't feel that she was awful. There were two obviously missed penalties, but it is what it is, I guess.
Because the one that sticks out was when Vilms went down and it feels like she was kind of barreled into and kind of taken out. And I think that's the one on the commentary, Gary, maybe you were thinking of as well, where Emma Byrne was like, yeah, she's, that's, got in the way of her play, essentially. She has been taken out. And then the replay happened and he said, oh, I'm glad you're not in charge. That's never a penalty. And it was just a bit arsey. And I didn't quite
Yeah,
care for it.
they're definitely not a fan of him. Unfortunately, he'll be back, but definitely not a fan of him.
Yeah, no, not a fan at all.
She was a
But
bit
yeah, Emma
like-
Byrne, I think, was on our side at that point, which was quite nice.
She was a bit stingy with giving cards out as well, to be fair.
Well, Vondela was lucky she only had a yellow.
I have no idea how she was still on the pitch.
Oh, she was on the pitch, I do not know. Especially that second one where she proper went in for it and then was like, what? It's a bit like Ash Neville on Lissa Thompson. I don't know how she was still on the pitch. What do you mean, high studs? I didn't do anything. But yeah, just no good. No good. So West Ham, again, really should have scored in that moment. And I think that turned the tide for them to give them a bit of belief of, oh, we can do this. Because they hadn't been in and around our box for a very long time. That was the first bit. There was a strange moment though. And this isn't meant to be harsh on Maya at all. I just think she hasn't really found her place yet within the team and kind of where she needs to be. Because do you remember that strange moment at the edge of the box where the ball kind of fell to her feet and instead of driving forward and maybe trying to do something with it, it's almost like because she wasn't expecting it, she kind of panicked and the ball just went straight back straight back to West Ham. And just couldn't really do anything with it. So it was just a strange moment that I picked up. But yeah, has anyone got any thoughts on Maya?
I honestly feel sorry for Maya.
Yeah.
She's only, what, 20?
Still
She's
young.
moved to a completely different country, a completely different league. And I can't help but think that we're being a bit harsh on her and expecting too much because obviously all the other Japanese players in the league at their respective clubs are very successful.
Do you
But
think
they've
that's
also been here a couple of years and they're a wee bit more established.
Do you think that's kind of what it is though? Because we weren't given anything before she came. So we didn't really know what to expect. So we've kind of put her on the same level as maybe her international teammates because we didn't have a benchmark. Would that be fair?
Maybe.
Yeah, but we don't really have a benchmark for her as it is.
No.
And,
And of course she
she
was
doesn't
for the
she
first
doesn't have a prolific goal scoring profile. I think she has been signed to become a number 10.
Yeah.
I'm still in that I would like to see Millie Ryan playing in that position, but of course she's also been out injured.
Shout out Millie Round. She now follows the podcast on X and Instagram. So
Oh, really?
if you're watching, we think you're brilliant and need more game time. So just
Yeah, it definitely does.
Yeah.
I know again, Millie Ryan is another young player, but she's grew up in the English leagues. She
Yes.
knows how rough and tumble it can be.
Has that experience.
And at the age of 20, coming from Japan to the English league and somebody kicking you, you're probably not used to that. She's going to need a bit of time to settle in a new city for a beginning. Never mind settling into a new style of football.
Yeah.
And everything else. I think I do think that we're maybe expecting too much from her because she's been put straight into the first team. But she's
Yeah.
also went straight into the first team because Rachel's been out injured, Nunes has been out injured, Ryan's been out injured. Jordan left. We don't have Kenza. We haven't had a number 10.
No,
Ra-
it's true.
Rach was like trying to fit a square block in a round hole as a number 10. That's really not where she belongs.
No,
So
not at all.
it's all those sort of things. I just think she's kind of threw in at the deep end, and we're expecting too much because other Japanese players have done so well.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. So, yeah, we'll see how the summer goes, and then of course we're next season, and then we can come back to this at the end of next season, and we'll see how she's done with a full season under our belt. I think that seems fair indeed.
Yeah.
So getting to the end of the first half, then just picking out the key bits. Jenna Niswanger, what a game she
What a
had!
game.
Yeah.
Fantastic
But
game.
we weren't utilising her, nor I think
Yeah.
it was Lynn who was also running down that side. We just couldn't. We just weren't utilising that one side of the pitch,
Mm.
and it was so frustrating.
No, I agree. I agree. Yeah. And again, she's another one of these players. I think maybe because she wasn't necessarily utilised at Arsenal, she's kind of gone under the radar a bit. So then when we did Lorna, and we were like, actually, you're a really good player. Just you couldn't get into the Arsenal team because they've got the stars that they do have. So yeah, I'm over. I was going to say over the moon, but that sounds really cliche. Really happy that she's been given the chance with us, and she's been able to shine and kind of
But
show what she can
my
do.
concern is with Kate McCabe leaving Arsenal, with Nightswanger sort of showing what she can do at us.
Mm.
Will Arsenal try and keep her, or do we have an agreement where we can potentially buy her?
I think we'll buy her.
We should be able to
I,
buy her
I,
because
I hope we do.
I do.
buying Arsenal players.
Because they've got Taylor Hines. That's left back, and they're gonna bring Onabadje in. Obviously she's more right back, but I think she can play left as well. So I don't think there's a place for her going back. Hopefully, because we want her to stay. So yeah, I think that might be the case. But yeah, really, really want her to stay, of course. Because I mention her because she 39 minutes, Niswanger takes the corner. And it's lovely delivery, but again, no one in the box. We then get to 43 minutes. Lucia gets the ball at the edge of the area. Oh, if she hadn't have skied it, the power behind that in the top bins would have been incredible. So yeah, it just kind of first half came to an end 0-0, and Kirsty was pretty non-existent at that point up front, particularly.
They were marking Kirsty out of the game.
They were, yeah, they
But
knew.
they know she's our biggest threat.
Yeah, and I felt really sorry for her because there were a couple of moments, and then going into the second half where she could have done something. But like you said, there were just too many players on her that she couldn't do what she needed to. And then I think we didn't really have a plan B if it didn't involve Kirsty. So
Like we
everything
never
kind of
We
tried
we
and failed.
haven't had a plan B for the last 2 years.
That's true. That's very true. But especially without Chaz as well, and I think that really impacted us, as we mentioned before. So yeah, it comes into the second half then. So we talked about subs earlier, so let's have a little look. We didn't actually make any subs until the 65th minute. That's when Maya went off because she got a yellow card. Quite feisty, quite liked it. So Maya was on a yellow, went off for Rachel Daly. She comes back on, gets the armband for her start. And for her start? No. For her first comeback since injury. Do we think this might be a controversial question? Do we think Rich is going to leave, or do we think she'll just do another season or two just because she's comfortable?
My honest opinion, we're going to see another Lucy Stan video before the end of the season, but it's going to be Rachel Daly sat there.
Don't do that to me.
I just,
I hate to say it, but I think that's what's coming.
yeah.
If not this season, she'll play one more and we'll get it next year.
Oh my god, actually.
I think she's signed till next year, so I'm thinking she'll play out till the end of her contract.
Maybe.
I'm just curious because of the whole Sarah situation and stuff like that, because I'll be surprised if Sarah comes back.
Well, yeah,
But
I was going to say that.
Leicester.
Oh, she looks miserable at Leicester. But I can't see Villa, like saying I can't see Villa saying there's a space for you.
She wasn't getting enough game time as it was.
Although now we definitely don't have Paola, so there technically is a space.
Yeah.
Not really, because Paula played on the left and Sarah plays on the right. Well, we've kind of got Grant and Wilms to play on the right. And on the left, we've got Maltby. The Lawns can play on the left as well as centre. And then, obviously, we're hoping that we'll sign Jenna.
Yeah.
So
So even though we have lost someone in defence, actually, we don't have space for her.
And if we're spending the money on defenders, it needs to be in the centre.
Yeah.
We've been saying that for ages, and we still don't do it.
That's true. Yeah. I think maybe now, though, because the club are putting more into the women, and we're going to talk about all the match day stuff with Arsenal and stuff that's coming up, and I think maybe this can be a turning point where they say, actually, we're going to take this seriously and we're going to really go for it, because the fact that before Monday we could have finished 6th or 11th, depending on the scores, was just mad, wasn't it? So yeah, I think if they're serious about the team, they're going to put the money in, but put the money in the right places, and not, no offense to Gabby, but pay a club record fee for someone who we didn't need, but they wanted to kind of showcase, which I still don't get.
But dare I say that we've done similar with Francois. Now, she settled in and she's actually became a good fucking player. But
if she hadn't, there would have been.
We didn't need her.
No, true. Yeah. And I think it's been done really well that she's actually become the type of player that we really want, and we really like. But I think, if that hadn't have worked out, I think more questions would have been asked.
But given today's announcement, this is how content I think Lucy's been. I think although we didn't understand the signing of Francois, they already knew. And they were strengthening her midfield with a quality player. She is a quality player.
True. Yeah, she is. Very, very much.
So I think that's the one time that they've maybe preempted things. And I hope they maybe start to look at other places in the squad that we need to strengthen. But we also need to get some support up there for Kirsty. But we do need a proper striker.
Yeah, we need, and we know the striker market at the minute is awful. Like people are fighting over those out and out number 9s, but I keep saying it, Bunny Shaw's going on a free.
You're saying Bunny Shaw's going on a free, and absolutely I would have her in a heartbeat, but we can't afford her.
She's free.
Yeah, but her wages won't be.
A few packets of biscuits will be fine.
We'll give her 20% off in the Villa shop.
The ticket holder gets that too.
Can have bank holidays off.
Truth be told, I would actually like to see us get Martinez from West Ham.
Ooh, good shout.
Yeah, that's a shout.
she fits in with the age group that we've recently been trying to sign, and she is a talented player.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
Still not the tallest, but she knows where the net is.
Yeah, we can put some heels on her. It's fine.
Give
Give her a pair of
football heels. That would be, oh god. But yeah, there's a couple of players that are rumoured and floating around at the minute where I think, oh, Villa could get in there because if anyone saw the Europa Cup, the first Europa Cup final for Häcken, Felicia Schroeder, young up and coming starlet, she scored twice to get the win. So even like youngsters like that, other leagues like up and coming, or we can buy Vangerheim off United and actually use that properly. That's a shout. Not as a right winger, actually as a striker would be quite nice. But yes, so we have a lot of opportunities.
Speaking of United, have you heard that they might be selling Turland?
Yes.
Yes.
Would you like Turland?
She's a talented player. She knows where the net is.
Yeah.
She doesn't get anywhere near the game time that she probably deserves at United. But if you're looking for a goal scorer, she is a goal scorer.
Yeah, because we were talking on the Wednesday pod about when she was at Brighton and the setup and the team and the strong midfield behind her, that she could then have that release and stuff. And I think we are now trying to build that midfield that would support a player like Turland. So yeah, if she fancies coming to the Midlands, just over the Pennines. But apparently she does want to stay, which bizarre.
No, she wants to come to Birmingham.
Yes,
it's only a 2-hour drive.
Terms is the latest. So yeah, maybe we'll see Turland off somewhere else. But this is like an opportunity for someone like Spurs who are rebuilding. Beth England, of course. Beth England's gone. I love Beth England.
I can see the argument that we maybe don't want her because we're probably a similar level to Spurs, and if Spurs don't see her as being good enough for what they want to build, is she good enough for what we want to build? But we also do need a player that knows where the net is, and Beth England is another player that knows where the net is.
Yeah. What were you saying there, Emma? You kind of cut off a bit.
But Spurs know where the back of the net is and we don't.
No, yeah, that's true.
Could also argue that Beth England knows how to use her head.
Yeah.
The kind of striker we probably need for some of the crosses that we're putting into the box.
Honestly, I think it's a really good shout. So I really hope Villa, if you're watching, Beth England, because the actual wording from like the Spurs press release it was quite harsh. It was we're looking to build a younger quality squad for the future or something like that. So it was pretty much, you're too old, bye.
I love that in footballers, if you over 30, you're considered needing a retirement home.
I know, yeah, I would have been kicked out years ago.
But then you look at some of the men footballers like Ronaldo, that if you actually look after yourself well enough and so on, your career can not quite be as long as you might want it to be, but because I know he's obviously a completely different level, but there's players that do play longer than the average player.
Yeah. No, absolutely, and that's the thing, isn't it? You build the infrastructure, right? You look after your body, you do everything right with the support in place, and look where you can go. Yeah, I mean, Lucy Bronze is going to play till she's 50, so I don't know where there's a disparity happening there.
I'm not going to lie, I'm not convinced Lucy Bronze is actually human.
That's a very good point. Yeah, no, I don't. No.
It's like she's just a cyborg from the future that was just brought here to teach men how to play football.
That should be on a t-shirt somewhere, shouldn't it? She came from the stars.
It'll be like, you know, in Terminator where he used to say, "Come with me if you want to live." It's just going to be Lucy Bronze. Come with me if you want to win.
Hey, that's a t-shirt idea. Keep that. Copyright Gary and part of the pride. Oh, I love that. That's brilliant. So yeah, speaking of players that we actually do have in the team, so subs. We mentioned earlier that they were just completely wrong for the situation we were in. So we mentioned Rich came on, looked okay when she came back on. You can still tell
She
she's
did
made
have to get a decent chance herself.
Yeah, she had a moment. Yeah, I'm trying to remember. It was all a blur that second half, especially last 15 minutes. So yeah, Rich came on 65th minute. Then we had Georgia and Lucy Stan come on for Oriane, and I'm
Salmon.
looking at it, and you know what? You know when your brain just cuts out. I was looking at Salmon, and I was like, Ebony. Just my brain completely forgot. I was just looking at the E. So Ebbs and Oriane came off for Lucy Stan and Georgia. Again, got to see Georgia back because she wasn't. Did she have a bit of a? She was out a little bit, wasn't she?
She's another one that's been injured for a while. That's her just coming back too.
Yeah. Again, her. So that was 79th minute. And then they scored 86th minute. So of course, the minute after they score, we take off Lucia and Kirsty and bring on Rachel Maltby and Gabby Nunes. Now, was it Gabby people were talking about that she was still limping or something, or was that Rach? Who was still limping?
No, I
I
think
don't know.
Georgia
I've
got
missed this.
pulled on. From what I can remember, Georgia got something happened to Georgia, and she was then limping, which is where the second goal came from because she could barely walk.
Yes, because she got stood on, and then player wasn't stopped, was it?
Mm-hmm.
That was it. Yeah, I bet.
Because
That
she was
bad.
down just outside the box, and
Mm,
then they just played advantage.
yeah, I didn't agree with that because I remember on the live stream being like, "That's a foul. Why aren't you stopping the game?" And then they scored, and I was like, "No, that should not have been given." Gary, did you have any thoughts on that one? The second goal and the build up.
I was too busy holding my head in my hands whenever I seen the ball go into the back of the net. It's like, no.
I was just hoping we would like run her off, but
Yeah.
unfortunately, just couldn't.
But I just think, yes, if Gabby is fit enough, give her some minutes, fine. When it's the dying moments of a game where you've just conceded, I'd like Kirsty. I think she was all right. She wasn't injured, was she? I think she could have held on for a couple more minutes, and I don't think we needed 5 changes for the sake of it.
A lot of the subs felt like, oh, they're back. Let's welcome them back to the pitch, and they're great to do because yes, we want to see our players back, but when you were holding a 0-0 draw, did we need to do that? Because it wasn't as though play had completely died off. Yes, we probably could have done with fresh legs, but did we need to sub for the sake of it?
Yeah, because no one, like, I can maybe understand Maya because she was on a yellow, like, fair. But yeah, I think everyone else, like, no one, like you said, no one was dead on their feet. Like, no one needed to be subbed. So yeah, it just feels like subbing for the sake of subbing is just not, because it's not even like taking someone off in the 87th minute is saving them for Arsenal, is it? Like, it's not those 3 extra minutes. But yeah, Gary, what do you think?
The only thing for me is when it comes to Gabby, Phil only had the 3 games left to try and get some money back out of her. Because I'm pretty sure her contract's up this season. I think she was only a 2-year deal.
That rings a bell.
And because she's been missing most of this season,
Yeah.
I'm going to be surprised if they try and keep her.
I don't think they will. I think maybe back to Spain. Oh, Levante have been relegated, which so she can't can't go back to Levante because they're not in Liga FA anymore. But yeah, I mean, Mexico, Portugal, Spain. I think, yeah, I can't see her staying at Villa. I think it's just been a hit and a miss with Gabby, bless her. Nothing against her. She's a lovely girl. But yeah, just it hasn't worked out, has it?
The only thing that was working for Gabby was Paula. Like those two have been thick as thieves.
Yes, those two together. Yeah, that was a lovely friendship there. Yeah.
And it just right now with their injuries and everything else, I don't see anything that's keeping Gabby at Villa. I really don't.
No, and for her as well, kind of, if our mate has now gone, then yeah, quality of life is just as important, isn't it? Than obviously your football as well. So yeah, whatever they decide, we hope she is happy. But yeah, I can't see Villa keeping on to her if that's an option. So yeah, we'll just reiterate our earlier point. Club record fees are fine where we need them. Where we need the players for that one. So yeah, so really there's only about 2 players that didn't get on from the subs bench. That was it. But then you look at, who West Ham brought on. They brought on Pubel, who's a Swiss international who did really well at the Euros, who then, of course, scored that second goal. They brought on Katrina Gorry, Fiona Morgan, Zadorski came on for a bit.
How small Katrina Gorry was. She walked past me.
She's tiny, isn't she? Yeah. Really, really small. So yeah, I mean, I think, yeah, we've got to have a serious summer of rebuild. Now we've got question marks over quite a few players. So obviously, Miri signed a new contract. Georgia signed a new contract.
Chaz as well.
Chaz as well, yes. So yeah, so we've kind of locked in.
Sabs, because I'm sure hers is up this year.
I don't think so.
Who's that?
Sabs.
I don't think Sabs is going to be our number 1.
No. So then it will be, is she okay being that backup option? Because she seems happy enough.
She does seem happy enough, but they've been sharing game time. And yes. I love Sabs as a keeper, and I love Sabs as a person, but I do think Ellie's better.
Yeah. Oh, should we do?
Yeah.
Yes, I do. Yeah, I agree. There's I think there's just been, unfortunately for Sabs, there's just been a bit too. Yeah, she's had some
silly mistakes, and then hasn't she? I swear she's had like loads of head injuries, so then she's ended up being out for like a game or 2. So I feel like that's really broken her sort of words. Come for me, please. Her like stride.
Yeah,
there's that, but also I do think Sabs is a bit of a liability. Yeah, she panics when the ball comes back to Sab's feet, which unfortunately for some unknown reason, we do seem to keep playing the ball back to the goalkeeper.
Yeah, I hate it.
But Sabs panics. She doesn't have the same composure Ellie does whenever the ball comes back to your feet.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
And once they put her under a bit of pressure, that becomes a liability for us as well.
Yeah, because we all saw, again, go back to the Crystal Palace game. We all remember that for the wrong reasons. So yeah, I think if she's happy being backup keeper, then I'm more than happy for her to stay. No one's got a problem with her. She is good, but you're right. I think Ellie outclasses sounds really bad. I don't mean it that way, but she's just a different level, isn't she, Ellie?
Yeah.
When she's fully fit, because obviously we've got to respect that Ellie has been through so much. So maybe her being number 1 all the time isn't an option at the minute. Maybe, obviously we don't know. So maybe it's actually a really good fit that they continue to share, at least for a bit longer. So.
Possibly, but I do think that we need to have a bit more consistency in that front as well, and keep her getting 2 or 3 games and then drop isn't going to be fantastic for them.
I think we should go for Misa Rodriguez. Mainly because I think she should be Spanish number 1 and not Katakoi, but that's a different episode. So yeah, if we go for Misa, that would be great.
I've heard the Chelsea goalkeeper from the Midlands is out of contract.
Could you imagine welcoming Hannah Hampton back? That'd be brilliant. Oh, I'd love that. Welcome home. Yeah.
To be quite honest, I don't think I would want Hannah back.
Would you?
Yeah, I don't think I would.
Okay.
Like, don't get me wrong, I know she's a good keeper and everything else, but I would rather see Ellie get the game time and progress after everything that's happened to her and stuff like that, you know.
Oh, yeah.
I think she deserves her break. And I quite like Sophia Poor. I would like to see her
Yeah, I'd love to see Sophia back.
getting a bit more game time.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, Kang probably got the checkbook out and went, how much do you want?
Played.
Yeah. But now we have the other one coming through, Sophia Kelly, the young Welsh girl.
Yeah.
Well, you know, we need to try and keep these. You know, we keep producing solid goalkeepers.
Yeah.
Through the youth, like, you know, Sophia Purb was a great goalkeeper. Hannah Hampton was a great goalkeeper. I'm just annoyed at London clubs because we lost both of them to the London clubs.
See, if Sophia Poor hadn't had to come on for Annalite's handball, we'd probably still have her.
I know. If only Annalite hadn't got that red. Yeah, it makes you wonder kind of what their priority is, what their process is, thinking about it. But yeah, it's just such a shame because we do have these young talents and we need to keep them. I need to give them minutes and show them that they're appreciated for that.
But, which is again one of the reasons why I want to see Millie Ryan get more of an opportunity.
Yeah, because we would hate for a club to go, oh, she looks good, let's pick her up.
And she looks like a proper talent.
Yeah.
Like, I know everybody likes Brown that went to City. I was never a massive fan of her.
I literally think there, I was like, who? Right, yep.
Yeah. I don't know why.
Lola Brown, I was like, she wasn't ours. But
yeah, but it's kind of like, I know that she's got in the England setup and everything as well, but Demise she hasn't really sort of set the world alight as such, if you know what I mean. Now, whenever you look at Lucia, who's came up, got into the Philly squad, got into the England squad, you know, more is expected of her because you can actually see her talent and how she shines.
It just feels like she's got a bit more like about her as well, hasn't she?
Yeah.
When you've been kind of pushed in those different situations, I think it comes across more in the way you play. Yeah, no, I agree. So 86-minute Uweki scored, and then Pupil scored in the 2nd minute of stoppage time. And then everyone went home feeling quite sad, to be honest, about
how good was Uweki's goal, though?
It was annoyingly good, wasn't it?
It was. Can't take it away from her. It was a good goal.
It was. And just to make us feel even worse, stats for the game. We dominated possession. We had 11 shots, 5 on target, compared to West Ham's 4 and 2. 2 shots on target, 2 goals. Imagine if we'd got 5 in, that'd be great. We had 17 touches in the opposition box. They had 9. Walsh had to make 5 saves. Sabs made none. So really, again, if you're just looking at stats, we were easily, unfortunately, the better team. But yeah, over 3,000 there for attendance. Good. Because latest figures for the weekend are over 7,000.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah, which is, I mean, that's incredible.
It's going to be an atmosphere.
I hope so, indeed.
It'll be interesting to see how the whole den works as well.
I've not moved.
Well, that's
I haven't moved either, but...
I wasn't given a front row seat. Sorry.
Exactly. Why would you give her a front row seat? But that's the thing. Like, surely, People have got
But
their
where are
season
they
tickets.
plonking the Arsenal fans? In the middle of us? Are we making an Arsenal sandwich?
Well, they
With
usually
any luck,
have
yes.
that far block, don't they? But no, in Arsenal, they're going to be right the way up because they always do a good away away section, don't they? So, but Adam's going, so you might be able to see him and say hi, Arsenal Adam. So he's like, Frey, you going? I was like, no, I can't make it, unfortunately. I'm really sad. Because let's talk about it. Because all of the pre and post match entertainment, who do Villa think they are, eh? So let's run through it if people have missed it. So yeah, Arsenal game this weekend on the Saturday.
I
And
actually
then of
can't even
course
see the pre-match entertainment. I'm so annoyed.
that
Park
is,
run.
that is nice. You and your running, eh? You and your fitness.
I
um,
Villa
I'm
are
just
2-0 up
I
now,
can't remember.
by the way.
But no, the entertainment this weekend then. So yeah, so this is on Saturday, and then of course FA Cup games for anyone going is going to be on the Sunday. Where's it gone? Yes, so it's under Match Days Together with Guinness, hosted by Katie Shanahan. Again, brilliant appointment. This is going to be the underground after party after the game because, of course, it's our last home game of the season. Where that time's gone, I do not know. But we're also going to have special guests. Dion Dublin, love that one. Rachel Yankee, of all people. Carla Ward, friend of the pod, Carla Ward. And Anita Asante as well. And I'm gutted. Oh, I'm absolutely gutted. It's going to be so good. But yeah, apparently it's going to be like Q&As and meet and greets, and it's going to be incredible. So yeah, if you haven't already, get your ticket. I've heard the fan club have got a few going. If you buy a hat and a scarf, so get yourselves down there. But yeah, over 7,000 tickets sold is incredible.
I like the advert that they've done as well, where they showed Rachel Corsley sitting in the corner. So we know that there's going to be a couple of former players there as well, you know.
Oh, I didn't see that. Where was that?
I seen it on Instagram. They showed
Hang on.
they showed a couple of girls in the Witten Arms ordering themselves a pint of Guinness, and they then had somebody come off camera and set a pint in front of Corsie, who was holding a newspaper in front of herself. And as the pint comes, she drops the newspaper down. And one of the girls makes a joke saying, "Yeah, she always hogs the dartboard. She's in here all the time." So I think Corsie's going to be around Villa Park on Saturday too.
Oh, I hope so, because usually she's on like comms and stuff, isn't she? I was gonna say I'm just watching it now for to see what's going on. So
the men are just going to 2-0 up.
It was a penalty, wasn't it?
I don't know because I have it on silent.
because you're very good with copyright.
It hasn't even flashed up who scored the goal yet with the guy, but
Emmy Buendia.
Yep, it's just coming up now. And you're right, penalty.
See.
Yep.
I know my horses.
There we go.
Look at that, brains and beauty.
What can I say?
But yeah, I mean, it's quite a long advert. I'm still watching it. Rich, of course, he's there. I love those jumpers. I do have to say that. Need to get myself one.
Is that the new women's stuff?
No. No, the Adidas release that they did with like the jumper with a round badge.
Yes.
And the blue stripes. I really like that. No, so before we talk about the Arsenal game, my only issue with them using the After Studios, who are brilliant, I am going to preface it with that, they are so Arsenal coded. Anytime I see their stuff anywhere else, I just think of Arsenal. So it's great that they've done a collaboration for the women's and to get merch and stuff like that. But you think there's so many like Brummy artists they could have used, or I don't know, it could have just been a bit something extra, because it won't be the after name that sells it, if that makes sense, because they don't mean anything to Villa fans. But did you see the Man City champions have got designed by after as well? So it just feels like maybe they are trying to branch out from their Arsenal kind of roots, which is fine. But to me personally, it's just very Arsenal, and it's very
Yeah.
that's where it lies. So yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of the new merch. I love that there's women's merch.
Yeah.
Not the best fan of how it's been produced in the best possible sense. But yeah, but that's just me. But yes, right, Arsenal game. Last season, of course, 5-2. It was quite nice.
Gonna be 6-2 this year.
Gonna be 6-2. That's the spirit. That's what we like to say. Emma, you go first then. How are you feeling about this weekend? Because of course, last night they played Brighton, and they just managed a 1-1 draw. So yeah, how positive are you feeling about this weekend?
It depends what Villa turns up. That is the thing.
Also,
We don't know who's going to turn up. Because we do tend to turn up against the top three, which is nice. But will Arsenal turn up? Who knows? They might forget their socks and have to turn back. So who knows? But
they're never living that one down. Yep.
Nope. It was the irony of the fact that then the week after we played them, and then they broke down on the motorway, so they had to delay kick-off.
Yeah, it wasn't a good couple of weeks for them, was it? But no, not at all.
I'm excited though, because it's going to be a good crowd. So hopefully the crowd will obviously bring the spirits and then keep, especially the Villa team, going, because we always need. I find the crowd is a bit flat sometimes, and I feel like that doesn't help.
Yeah, I think you're right. The numbers, the atmosphere, there's only so much certain little groups can do, isn't there, to provide that atmosphere. So yeah.
Which is why I was worried when they opened the Holt. But if they've sold as many as they're saying they've sold, hopefully it won't be too bad.
I hope so. Yeah, and that people are spread out properly rather than I don't know if people remember, but for one of the Everton games at Goodison, I can't remember which one it was, they'd opened too many blocks. So there was like 6 people over here, a couple of groups in the middle, and then like a couple of families at the other end. And it was like, well, this is empty. Group everyone together and, get some...
It felt like that when we played Everton this year.
That's true.
Because we went, and it was like...
Yes.
It just felt empty. Like, yes, I understand, because there was the people with the big, massive flags at the one end. And I was like, fair enough, put those down there. Because when they gave me a flag at Villa Park, I nearly took Mark Skinner out. So,
Oh, shucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then I did also nearly take my mother out as well. Poor woman. She's still here to tell the tale. But I think she saw her life flash before her eyes.
In the form of a giant flag.
Yeah. You're clearly just dangerous with those flags.
They haven't given me one since, thankfully.
Well,
I wonder why.
They probably saw me and thought, yeah, no, never again.
No, not again. Not that one. Yeah. Brilliant.
They're just thinking the squad has enough injuries.
Well, that's
but I didn't really take our squad out, thankfully. It was the Man United team.
Oh,
and Mark Skinner. Purposely went for Mark Skinner, apparently.
I'm not sure you can hit him hard enough.
Just bounce back off his pole neck. Okay, so Emma, you're feeling quite confident this weekend then?
I wouldn't say confident. I'm excited. We'll see what happens.
I love
we can do it. I feel like we could definitely get a draw. There's nothing stopping us getting the win. I'd settle for a draw against Arsenal, though, to be honest.
I'll settle for a draw. Yeah, draw's doable. I just like that it went from, it's going to be 6-2 to, no, I'm not confident.
Can't be too confident, you know what I mean?
No, that's true. We need to have a bit of
pessimism. Then I look like an idiot next week. When we lose 6-2, you thought we were going to win.
But hey, at least we'll have scored 2. That's kind of my my outlook at the minute. Gary, how are you feeling about the weekend? Last game at home of the season.
I think we'll actually do all right. We do turn up against the top teams.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually looking forward to seeing what happens with the Holt end. From going to the men's games, all the singing at the men's games always starts with the Holt.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
and makes its way around the ground.
I like that.
And all right, we're not going to be the 40,000 that you get at the men's game, but I'm near certain that the gentleman that brings the drum to the games, Dean, is actually one of the ones down in the Holt End. So I can
Oh,
picture a lot of the singing starting down there and has the potential to replicate what happens at the men's games. So I'd like to see it. I'd like to see everybody get involved in the singing and sort of try and create the atmosphere with there being so many
Yeah.
people there.
Yeah. If it does, I'd really like that. Yeah.
As for the result, Arsenal have nothing left to play for.
That is a very
So
good point.
therefore, they'd
Yeah.
give us the 3 points.
Well, if they couldn't get themselves up and running to play against Brighton when they still had a chance of winning the league, I'm kind of hoping that it's the same flat Arsenal that turns up against us, and we can maybe convert some of the chances that we've been creating.
I hope so. Yeah. Start early. Yeah. Don't give them a chance to grow into the game, and then really go for it. Yeah. No, I like that.
But will we take the 3 points? I don't know. But I also don't think we'll make it easy for Arsenal.
I think it's. Yeah, I'm going to stick with we're not going to make it easy, and I really hope we don't make it easy. I hope it's another fight. It's another top team where we go right. Come on, pride and ego. That's what we need.
We also don't want to finish 11th. So do we want to sacrifice
also
3
that.
points?
Yeah, that's very true.
At the end of the day, this is Looney Stanford's last game at Villa Park.
Exactly. Yes.
If the squad and the fans aren't up for giving her a good send off, they shouldn't be there.
Exactly. Yes, and that can be
What, like
our
the
message
people
to
that
all
left
Villa fans.
2-0 when we were playing on Monday.
No, it can be the message to all Villa fans going this weekend. You need to turn up and you need to give our Lucy Stan the best send off. Because we are currently sitting in 9th on 20 points. Everton are also on 20 points, who are in 8th place. But London City are in 7th place on 24 points. So even if we did win, we just go above Everton, we just go to 8th. For the time being.
It's not 9th.
Yeah, but we can't take 3 points off London at the end of the season and leapfrog them as well.
So if that happens, then we would leapfrog them, but would be 7th.
And that's okay.
Because Brighton are on 26 at the minute in 6th place, but they've got a better goal difference than us. They've got 0
Yeah, but we're
goal
going to whack
difference.
like 10 in at the weekend, so it's fine.
Yeah, we're currently on minus 16. So if we could just score a few more at the weekend, that would be great.
Well, that's all right. But we're going to beat Arsenal 16. No, that's okay.
16-0, yes. I'm up for that score. Let's go.
Good. Guess who's playing fantasy football, eh?
Just stands on the edge of the goal mouth. This is legal. It's fine. Just kicking it beyond the line again and again. It's like, yes, it counts. But yeah, I mean, looking at our head-to-heads, 11 games in total. We've won 2, they've won 7, and we've drawn 2. So odds are we're gonna, well,
stop it.
Win. But but we're gonna play our best. We're gonna go out there and really show them what a Villa team can do, and hopefully, like you said, give Lucy Stan the best send off, but also end our season at home on a high, before the chaos next week, week after, depending on how you do weeks, where the fancy dress chaos will continue away
All of
at London City. Which we can't wait for. But yes, I mean our lovely Lindsay couldn't make it this evening. But I'm just checking we've mentioned everything that she said. Yeah, pre-entertainment in the warehouse. Also, from an accessibility point of view, Lindsay said it's really accessible. So she's really happy that it's all going on in there. Talked about ticket sales. Subs are questionable. Ebony's shot could have changed the game. Yeah, all said that. That's good. We're on the same guidelines. Score didn't reflect the game. Yep, agreed. Pre-game presentations. Oh yeah, Noelle got a 100 shirt, didn't she?
Why we weren't told about
Yeah,
any of
but so the robot.
Really annoying.
And Ellie did, yes.
I
She
had
did.
a conversation with Ellie's parents at the end of the game.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, they were trying to find a taxi.
Did you tell them that we all love her and appreciate that she came to the villa?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, we
Wonderful.
did.
Good. Glad you did. And then also, there might be, and this is a sneaky little peek, there might be something in the villa program that.
Oh, might there? How shocking!
Yeah, usually my photo.
So next to Emma's photo, there might be, if you pick up a program, you might see a little name involved, maybe, and that's all I'm gonna say on the matter with that one, because I don't want to say too much in case it doesn't happen. And then I look silly. But yes, program at the weekend could be.
But definitely some exciting times ahead.
Oh, definitely. Yes.
Yeah.
This is only a sign of things to come. Bigger, better, and very cool, exciting things indeed. But yes, I think that's everything ahead of the weekend. Any last thoughts or shout outs for anyone that they want to give?
No.
No? Gary, anything from you?
I don't think so. I think we've sort of said all their piece and everybody to Bacan this week, and
I think so.
I'm looking forward to the game on Saturday.
Yes, and that's where our focus should be for this weekend. So it's been lovely being back. Thank you to everyone who's been watching and listening. We really do appreciate it. Yes, Arsenal on Saturday, last home game of the season, with all of the incredible pre and post match entertainment that's going on as well. So do enjoy if you're going. I'll be very, very jealous, and I can't wait to hear all the stories about it. So yes, keep an eye out in the programme for something that you may recognise. And we will be back next Thursday, hopefully talking about our 16-0 win over Arsenal that we're very excited about. And then, of course, it's only one game left of this season. It's absolutely flown by. Yeah, so once again, thank you for joining us. Like, share, subscribe, part of the Pride, Hull 15 Yards, Aston Villa Women Fan Club, all of the above, or come find us on social media and we'll point you in the right direction for all of those updates. And Transfer Tracker, I've decided I'm going to publish it in the morning. So there you go. So for all of these announcements that are coming out, Transfer Tracker, bright and early tomorrow morning. There we go. So good evening, everyone.